I am happy to defer to my friend and colleague in Michigan, if you'd like.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
You go ahead.
Oh, okay, very good. All right. So this might be a little off topic with some of the questions that have been brought here, but how many billions did the big beautiful bill allow or amount for ICE effectively?
So we're about 75 billion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, AI just called up, says that it's 75 billion, right? Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So now, and I think even, I do believe, everyone here at the chair never voted for the big beautiful bill, correct, Chairman? Okay, all right, so, but now, can we establish now that ICE has plenty of money right now? I mean, effectively, now that vote's gonna come about shutting down DHS, because a lot of people, including myself, would like to see some changes made. But if that vote happens and DHS is now shut down, would that have any meaningful impact on ICE operation? Because they have $75 billion from the big beautiful bill. Is that a statement or not?
It would impact personnel actions. And when I say to that, sir, I mean as far as like pay, retention, our civilian workforce, non-badge gun carriers, it would affect that.
Yeah, so in other words, so if people vote to shut down, what other parts are in DHS? What other things?
Components, sir?
Yeah, no. How many other operations, departments are in DHS? Like Coast Guard?
Coast Guard, okay. FEMA, CBP.
FEMA, okay.
CISA, which is...
CISA, like cybersecurity?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's kind of important, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then that would shut down.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now another one also, TSA.
TSA is under DHS.
That's another one. Okay. So if someone votes to shut the DHS down, they are not having any meaningful functional impact on ICE because they have unlimited money effectively for right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you're going to punish all of these other parts, the very important parts of our government, TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA, and cybersecurity. That's what kind of a statement if we announce to our enemies, like, well, our cybersecurity agency, now we're going to be shut down. If I really want to make a move, that probably makes it better. And then, so is that a accurate statement?
It's a fair assessment, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now here I am. Here I am, a Democrat, and I think I ran the whole gamut. I met with Secretary Noem, and I've always treated her with respect. I met with her in my office, and I refused, and I never will engage on the kinds of sexist kinds of terms like ICE Barbie from a lot of the left media will use those kind of things. And now I said, hey, I'm a Democrat, then I say, secure our border? Yeah. And deport all of the criminals? Yeah. I think we can sign up on that. And then my friend, Katie Britt, came to me and said, we want to bring the Lakin Riley bill there. And I'm like, yeah, I was going to be the Democrat to bring that there. And now we the co-sponsor as the Democrat. So I believe that we should have those kinds of appropriate things. And I also was the Democrat that described my party's failure in 2022, 2023, that we are failing on the border. And now we have to, it's not sustainable. So here it brings me to right now where I think we can all hopefully agree that we want to avoid and we have to make some changes to never make sure there's another situation of tragedy in Minneapolis. Because for me, like what's happening in Minneapolis makes the public unsafe, it makes the agents unsafe, and it makes, and I think they've lost the plot if they're focusing on these kinds of theater. We're not focusing on securing our border and deporting and targeting criminals and that. So as a pro border, pro, deport all the criminals. Now, like, what's the answer now moving forward where if I think the vast majority of Americans signed up for those things, I think. So, can we want to focus more on those two things that I think, so.
Sir, I'll go first, and then Commissioner Scott. But I think, to your point, I agree with you, sir. I think the big thing, obviously, is the rhetoric and the temperature. We are completely dedicated to ensuring that we are going out there and enforcing the Immigration Nationality Act, as you and your colleagues have written it, as well as getting the worst of the worst and prioritizing on that. What I think we learned from Minnesota is the fact that people can't be encouraged to go out there and actually get involved in a law enforcement operation that they shouldn't be at. And I'm not saying the impediment of the First Amendment. What we saw is active impeding of law enforcement officers. I think that and actually helping us to hold those that dox ICE agents accountable for the reasons they wear the mask will go so much farther, especially for my workforce, but I think for public safety overall.
Okay, finally, I have effectively about a minute left, so I just want to reiterate. So, within the next 2 hours, DHS is going to be effectively to path to shutdown. And I want to remind everybody that ICE has plenty of money, and that vote to shut DHS down will have no functional impact on ICE because they have that $75 million from the big, beautiful bill. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I cede. I return.
All right.